Hey, how's it going guys? Nate here, and from the looks of it, both Skyrim and Fallout 4 are remaining remarkably competitive over on Steam, even beating out some of the bigger MMOs. So today we're going to be taking a look at these figures and try to see if there's any hidden meaning with them, and just dissect everything about them. Without further ado, let's do further. Currently, Skyrim Special Edition is strangely the poorest performing of the three titles that we'll be looking at today, but do mind the fact that these statistics are from the PC, and certainly not fully representative of how these games are doing on consoles, but they give us a decent idea. But I digress. Skyrim Special Edition currently sits at 21st place player population-wise over on Steam, averaging a poll of about 15,000 players per day when rounded slightly up. Whereas the original variant of Skyrim, oddly enough, enjoys a more comfortable position on number 14 on the Steam player charts, with an average of 21,500 players a day. Now, when you combine the player bases of the original Skyrim and its Special Edition variant, we get a net average player base of about 36,450 roughly. These numbers would make the combined total number of players on Skyrim to be number 6 on the Steam player charts, right above Ark Survival Evolved, the very popular MMO, and just below Rocket League. Now, even when you're considering the remaster, these numbers are shockingly good for a 5-year-old game. In matter of fact, Skyrim's vanilla player count hasn't even wavered all that much since May of 2015, and only recently experienced a slight player dip due to the release of Skyrim Special Edition. Furthermore, Fallout 4 is still going strong, over 13 months into its life cycle, sitting at the number 15 spot just under vanilla Skyrim with an average 19,000-ish players per day. So what do all of these numbers tell us? Well, for one, despite DLC and most updates being pretty much over and done with for the title, Fallout 4 is still thriving much better than expected in spite of the game's lack of developer support. This is rather surprising, as Fallout 4 is generally criticized for its failure to retain a player base and its lack of replayability. I make this argument a lot myself, actually. But it seems despite this, and despite an initial massive player drop, the player count has relatively stabilized to a more consistent pattern over recent months. And of course, the larger player base leads to a larger modding community, which is good news for everybody, and of course, it forces Bethesda to devote a little bit of attention to the game, as the community is able to make some noise. You know, if there's a lot of people playing this title, Bethesda's gonna want to pay attention to it and make them happy. So, altogether, these high numbers are pretty much good news for anybody who plays the game. As for Skyrim, a similar story can be told, but wow, collectively in 6th place on the Steam charts is a pretty damn good thing for a half-decade-old game. Furthermore, I might add that the vanilla version is significantly ahead of its remaster counterpart on the PC. And do keep in mind, Skyrim Special Edition was free on Steam to those who already owned a copy of vanilla Skyrim, so it would appear that those with the choice actually favor the older original version of the title. Now, from experience, I think the reason here is that if you own the vanilla game on PC already, there's really no reason whatsoever to upgrade. With the right ENBs and graphical enhancements, the vanilla edition oftentimes will look significantly better than the remaster anyway. And of course, some mods still haven't been made available yet for the Special Edition, meaning it might be better just to stick to your current version of Skyrim if you're on the PC, just so you can enjoy compatibility with all of your current mods while they get ported over to Special Edition. I'm not sure if we can really expect any change in trend either. From the looks of it, Skyrim Special Edition is actually losing its player base slowly and slowly, so we may not actually see it ever surpass the original game over on Steam. And while of course these statistics are coming from the PC, they do to an extent represent the attitude over on consoles. As on the rapidly fluctuating Xbox One store statistics, Skyrim Special Edition is currently in 12th place for the most played title. Right behind, you guessed it, Rocket League, and Fallout 4 follows in 14th place. All this, of course, means if you're someone who still actively plays any of these titles, you may not be able to expect too much from the devs, but you'll still probably get a bit. And with such a large community, it's likely that the modding scene is going to continue to grow throughout the foreseeable future. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but looking at Skyrim plus its remaster versus Fallout 4, on both the PC and over on the Xbox One, it seems like Skyrim is currently the favored. And now, this could be because the remaster only came out a couple of months ago. Of course, Fallout 4 is a 1-year-old title, so that could be attributed to it, but from the looks of it over on Steam, Skyrim is consistently ahead of Fallout 4. On the Xbox One, maybe that'll change sometime soon. I'm not sure, but it does appear for right now the community is definitely a bit more hungry for some Elder Scrolls. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I found these statistics, thought they were relatively interesting, a bit entertaining, wanted to share the results with you guys. Now, I do apologize. My upload schedule is very sporadic in general, but it's gotten even worse over the past week-ish, and that's because I've had a pretty significant computer issue. Generally, I like to upload a video once every 2, 3, or 4 days. This video video is coming out 7 days after my last one, which I don't like that. My computer's had a pretty big graphics card issue, and I think I've got it relatively resolved. I can at least boot back up into Windows, which is a good thing. But we'll see where this gets us. But at least I can continue uploading videos, which was my fear I wouldn't be able to do. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to slap that like button down below. Dislike if you did not like the video, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace out, everyone.